between Kai Jones and Devontae Kaycock. Jones wins the tip, and the ball comes off to Crutcher. He'll initiate the offense. He started off guarded by Damian Dotson. Bouknight on the wing, guarded by Primo. That'll be a fun one to watch tonight as Primo picks up on a rub here, taking it inside and getting it to the rim for the opening points. Vernon Casey Jr., 6'9", 270 out of Duke, takes it right against the rookie Primo, who is much smaller. Dotson hands to Primo. Primo uses the Kaycock screen, finds Dotson on the wing. Bounce pass down low to Kaycock, gets it right back to Dotson. Little two-man game as Kaycock loses it into the paint, gets a righty hook off at the end of the shot clock, doesn't go. Well contested by Vernon Casey Jr., and the rebound comes off to the Swarm. Crutcher all the way to the block, kick out to the wing. Bouknight pump fakes past Primo to the corner. A three ball by Crutcher is off the mark, and the rebound grabbed by Devontae Kaycock. Josh Primo doesn't hesitate as he steps into the three. That one just rims out on him. A good box out by Bouknight, and I believe a loose ball foul will be called on Devontae Kaycock for trying to go around him. Oh, wow, they'll call this on James Bouknight as he was holding Devontae Kaycock. So the loose ball foul will go against Bouknight. That's his first personal. First team foul. Spurs get possession back. 14 seconds to shoot. Treated like an offensive rebound. Wieskamp will inbound. Primo bounces it to Kaycock, and then the ball was knocked away from Kaycock. It's picked up by Kai Jones. He'll take it to the front court himself. Sneed gets it to Crutcher on the left side. Had a notion on the left elbow jumper, but gets a fresh dribble from Bouknight down low to Vernon Casey, and a travel will be called as I think a shoe squeaked, and Vernon Casey thought that it was a whistle, and he looked at the baseline official to see what the whistle was about, and in the process he traveled. As you see, he catches it here on the entry and thought he heard something, and he didn't. And then Kaycock rightfully thinks that there was a travel there, and it gets called. Turnover on the Swarm. Austin trying to tie or take the lead early here. Dotson pops out around the Kaycock screen. Pocket pass to Kaycock. His floater from the free throw line is good, and we're tied up at 2. Kaycock gets his first 2 points here on the evening. Jalen Crutcher into the front court, picked up by Dotson 30 feet from the basket. Jones had a notion on 3, but nice job by Mahoney to close out, and then taking it inside, finishing over Wieskamp is Xavier Sneed. The 6'5" forward from Kansas State puts the Swarm back ahead. Kaycock up top. Dotson, free throw line into the lane. Has his shot blocked by Vernon Casey. It's an offensive rebound by Kaycock, and he gets the righty hook to go over Kai Jones. Kaycock with 4, and we're tied at 4. Carey looking for a post up. Instead, it will go to Kai Jones. Bad spacing right here by the Swarm. Jones will settle for a turnaround jumper, and it's rebounded by Kaycock. Primo, in and out dribble to the right lane line. Mahoney open for 3. He'll take a rhythm dribble on top of it. Too wide open as it's just off the inside of the rim. Crutcher into the front court. Dotson doing a good job defensively, forces it out to Bouknight up top. Bouknight around the Kai Jones screen, whips a pass inside, and a foul will be called. That one goes against Josh Primo. His first personal, first team foul on Austin. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Here's another look at the foul as Primo does come over and bump Jones off his spot. Crutcher watches Bouknight go through, and then Carey will knock down the mid-range jumper. Bouknight draws a crowd, and Carey gets the elbow room for the shot. Primo guarded by Bouknight. That's going to be a fun one to watch this evening. Primo lobs it up, and Kaycock adjusts for the alley-oop. Thought he was fouled, doesn't go, but right there to clean up the mess, it's Josh Primo, and we're tied at 6. Bouknight around the Jones screen. To the left wing, a 3-ball by Sneed is off the mark, and Kaycock grabs the rebound. Primo will take it down the right sideline. Bounce pass to Dotson. Kaycock had the right idea. It was deflected but picked up by Dotson. 10 seconds to shoot, and a floater in the paint is good for Devontae Kaycock. He's having a hot start. He has 6 of the Austin Spurs' first 8 here with 8:10 left to play in the first quarter. Crutcher uses the carry screen to the right wing. Good job by Dotson to stay with him. Jones uses a couple dribbles. Now out to Bouknight, and Booknight finds Jones for the easy dunk down low. Kai Jones with his first 2 of the evening. Competitive start as we're tied up at 8. Curling around a screen from Kaycock and not finishing at the rim is Dotson. Here comes Jones grabbing and going. Vernon Carey hop steps into the paint. Tried to go around Denzel Mahoney, but I believe Mahoney will be the one who picks up the foul. It is Mahoney picking up the foul, his first, the second on the Spurs. Another look at it here. Yeah, Mahoney kind of put a forearm shiver in there. And that'll lead to his first foul. Jones exits, and two-way player Arnaldus Kulboka will enter. 6'10", 209 out of Lithuania. A 2-point free throw is left short by Vernon Carey, and the rebound grabbed by Wieskamp. 12 points per game for Kulboka, and he's a three-point shooter. Knocks it down at a 39% clip through 8 games this season. Primo tries a deep one from the right side, off the front of the rim. Rebound grabbed by Sneed, flips it ahead to Booknight, who pump fakes and drives past Primo for the layup. Booknight comes in averaging 29 points in the G League, only shooting 28% from behind the three-point line. But, you know, that's the area that he wants to improve on, and Primo respected him from there. A foul on the Primo drive will go against Booknight as he was holding up on the other side. Booknight picks up his second personal, and that's the second team foul on the Swarm. 2 team fouls apiece. Primo's pass is wide of Dotson. The timeout. Here's Crutcher taken into the front court, guarded by Dotson. Bounce pass to Carey. He knocked down a jumper from there earlier. Doesn't get it to go this time. It's tapped out by Sneed. Here's Crutcher driving on Wieskamp. Sneed for 3 at the break. It's off the mark. He gets his own miss, pump fakes, and then finishes at the rim. Petar Bojic doesn't like how follows to put the Swarm ahead by 4. Primo will watch the play develop as he gets it to Mahoney at the free throw line. A quick bounce pass to the other elbow here to Kaycock. His floater is left short. Tapping it to himself and collecting the rebound is Vernon Carey Jr. And Booknight takes it into the front court. Kulboka gives it to Sneed, and then at the top, Booknight gets it right back from Vernon Carey. The floater off the back iron, tapped and rebounded by Wieskamp. He's going to push the break himself all the way to the paint. His scoop off the glass and in. Nobody stops ball, and Joe Wieskamp takes advantage, gives the Spurs 10 points on the evening. First 2 for Joe Wieskamp. Booknight on the wing, guarded by Primo. Crutcher uses the screen by Carey. A floater for Carey. He's fouled on the collection. The action will be on the floor. Devontae Kaycock gets whistled for his first personal foul. 3rd team foul on Austin. A couple substitutions as Primo and Wieskamp check out. Burns and Morris check in. Look there at the foul as Kaycock just a little too physical on the catch. Xavier Sneed will inbound here against Jalen Morris, who just checked in. Also in the game here for Greensboro, Ikinya Nduba. Nduba is 6 foot out of Elon. There's Morris getting to the rim, getting the assist from Devontae Kaycock, and Jalen Morris ties us back up at 12. He missed last game, but he comes back in off of the bench tonight, and he provides a quick scoring spark, and Booknight, a scoring spark himself, gets the layup and puts the Swarm back ahead 14-12. Kaycock bounce pass to Morris. Morris is well defended by Sneed, who leads the team in steals, so good job there just to get the pass to him through Sneed. And then it's knocked out of bounds. 10 seconds on a baseline inbounds for the Spurs here. Eric Holman and Nate Renfro will enter the game for Denzel Mahoney and Devontae Kaycock. Xavier Sneed exits, and Scotty Lewis, one of the two-way players for the Swarm, comes in. He's 6'5", 185 out of Florida. Here's Dotson with the mid-range jumper, and he connects. Bouknight. Here's Kai Jones. Scotty Lewis kicks out to Jones. He'll try a three, and he connects from deep. He's only attempted now 6 3-pointers on the season in the G League, but that's his 4th make, and he's becoming quite the shooter from out there if he can keep that percentage up, or something close to it, obviously. Renfro protecting the dribble, gives it to Morris, and Morris elevates for the slam. He lost Scotty Lewis. 4:05 left in the first quarter. It's a 1-point Swarm lead out of the Greensboro timeout. Full court man defense coming from Jalen Morris as Scotty Lewis takes it across the timeline. A horn set will now not be run, as it's just tremendous pestering defense from both Morris and then Renfro coming in, but Renfro commits the foul. Renfro picks up the 4th team foul and his first personal. Just a little too aggressive on the hedge, and that'll lead to the reach-in foul. Nduba finds Bouknight cutting to the basket, and Bouknight finishes over the outreached arm of Nate Renfro with a layup. Swarmer had 3, Bouknight with 6 now on the evening. Morris pops off the Holman screen. Here's Burns using the Renfro screen to the right elbow. An up and under move is good off the glass. He got Nduba off his feet. And the Swarm lead is cut back to 1. Nduba between the jump circles, Kai Jones crosses over on Nate Renfro, adjusts his shot, finishes at the rim, but it just falls out. Nice job by Kai Jones just to get that shot off and almost get it to roll in. He'll go to the line for a 2-point free throw. It's tough to finish through Nate Renfro like that, as a lot of body contact there. It's Renfro who gets called for his 2nd personal. That's the 15th foul, so bonus situation in effect for Greensboro, the final 3:15. Damian Dotson will exit for Mathis, I believe. We'll see. There seems to be a little bit of confusion on the substitutions here. Renfro will exit now with 2 fouls. Morris comes in, as well as Caleb Johnson. Johnson, 6'6", 205 out of Georgetown. Rebound grabbed by Holman after the miss by Kai Jones, and Spurs can take the lead. Holman working on the wing. Will try a mid-range jumper. Off the mark, Mathis with the offensive rebound. His follow doesn't go, and Bouknight grabs the defensive board. Into the front court, Bouknight. Step back 3-pointer over Morris is off the mark and rebounded by Mathis. Burns, look at a screen by Holman, goes away from that. He's picked up on a hard hedge by Jones, and then nobody stayed with him. Jones tried to go back to Holman, who can knock down that 3, and it's a nifty reverse to put the Spurs ahead 20-19. Kolboka gets it to Lewis. Lewis drives baseline. Bouknight drives middle, elevates, has to adjust his shot. Good defense by Morris. Gets his own air ball, no travel called there, and gets the follow to go. No foul call on the contact, but then an air ball, catching your own air ball is a travel. Officials missed that one, and it'll be Holman here on the left wing. Spurs can still take the lead in this seesaw battle between these two teams. Competitive first quarter. We have an offensive foul called on Holman, I believe, here on a moving screen. Eric Holman does pick up the personal. That's his first, and a turnover on Austin. Austin with 2 turnovers in the first quarter, as the Greensboro Swarm have the same amount. Bouknight uses the Jones screen, lobs to Kai Jones, and he can't finish the alley-oop. Jones gets the rebound batted to him and can't get the follow to go either. Holman clears the rebound. And Eric Holman will take it into the front court. Big man out of Mississippi State. Here's Jordan Burns. Finds Holman in the corner. He'll let a 3 fly. Off the mark, offensive rebound by Caleb Johnson. He's blocked from behind by Scotty Lewis, and the break fast the other way here for Bouknight. To McGriff, swung around the corner. The 3 ball is off by Lewis, and Bouknight keeps it alive. A save there from Lewis, and Bouknight gets it back out for the 14-second reset. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Bouknight takes it to the free throw line, picked up a switch by Holman. I think he was going for the up and under. Either way, he was able to create some space against Holman and gets the shot to go. Swarm ahead by 3. And Bouknight continues on his hot scoring. Burns misses a jumper here. Kai Jones takes it into the front court. Jones muscles his way to the rim, draws the foul against Holman, and he'll go to the line to shoot a 2-point free throw. Jones trying to be a combo forward that can put it on the ground. Shows a little bit of that, what he's working on. Can't finish at the rim, but he could alleviate the situation by knocking down the free throw. Jones only enters this game 1 of 4 from the free throw line. He leaves it short here. Kaycock, who just checked back in, gets the rebound. Final 40 seconds of the first quarter. 2 for 1 here as Johnson takes it right to the rim, and they take advantage of the Swarm, a little slow to get back. Jalen Crutcher. Top here, it's Kai Jones. Dribble handoff to Nduba. Nduba drives baseline, then tries to kick to the corner. It's knocked out of bounds on a deflection by Mathis. 11 seconds on the shot clock, 22 on the game clock. Another look at that pass here. As Mathis, underrated defensive play, knocks it out of bounds. Jones gets it from Lewis on the inbounds. Crutcher uses the Jones screen, and the lob intended for Jones knocked away by Kaycock, stolen by Morse. Mathis in transition finds Burns in the corner. Pump fakes for a 3. Now Mathis is open for a look from the wing. It's off the mark. Offensive rebound by Morse, but a loose ball foul called before the shot. As our umpire, Laura Niamera, had the call. That'll go against Ikena Nduba on the loose ball. Oh, excuse me, they call it on 8, not 9, so that'll be Cameron McGriff. McGriff picks up his first personal foul. It's the first in the last 2 minutes here for the Swarm. 7 seconds to shoot here for Burns. He uses the Kaycock screen to the left elbow to the left block. Fade away, malfunction here as we get the second quarter started with Spurs basketball. 18 seconds on the clock. Here as Johnson gets it in to Primo. Out there with Kaycock, Wieskamp, and Mahoney for Austin. We'll get you the 5 on the court for Greensboro as Primo uses the Kaycock screen, pulls up for the 16-footer from the nail. It's off the mark, and offensive rebound grabbed by Wieskamp. His 3 ball from the wing as he dribbles into it, knocks it down. First 3 of the evening for Joe Wieskamp, first attempt, and he has 5. Spurs ahead by 2 now. Scotty Lewis out there with Ikenya Nduba, Kai Jones, Cameron McGriff, and Jalen Crutcher. Caleb Johnson kicks it up to the top. Kaycock, who spins in the paint. Primo finds Kaycock, cutting to the basket and getting the reverse to go. The assist to Josh Primo, and Devontae Kaycock now up to 8 points on the evening. 27-23 Spurs with their largest lead. That's 4. Scotty Lewis to the block. At the break, the 3 ball is good. Knocking it down is Cameron McGriff. McGriff shoots 38% from deep. That's going to be something to keep an eye on here as we have a foul. Goes against McGriff, who just knocked down the 3. His second personal foul, the first team foul in the second quarter here for the Swarm. Jones checks out, and Vernon Carey comes back in. Mahoney. Here's Primo. Kaycock gives it right back to Primo. Right elbow jumper has to be adjusted and rims out. Offensive rebound by Kaycock, and he finishes with the slam and the foul. Devontae Kaycock with 10 has an opportunity to make it 11, and the foul will go against Jalen Crutcher. Crutcher picks up his first personal foul. As we see another look at it, just a power move on the standing dunk. And that's the second team foul on the Swarm. Kai Jones re-enters the game immediately here as Vernon Carey will head back to the bench. Kaycock takes a sigh here coming into the game. He shoots 76% from the free throw line. He improves that and puts the Spurs at the 30-point mark. Nduba, Kai Jones, dribble handoff on the wing. Here's Crutcher taking it against Primo, whose scoop is short and rebounded by Josh Primo. Primo outlet ahead to Wieskamp on the wing. Good defense by Scotty Lewis to catch up to him. Kaycock up top, dribble handoff to Mahoney. And a screen by Kaycock. Mahoney tries to get it back to Devontae. It's knocked away, but picked up by Caleb Johnson. 7 seconds to shoot, so Kaycock will knock down the three-pointer. Devontae only shooting 16.7% on an attempt a game from three, but welcome sight to see that one go in, and then immediately answering the other way, it's Ikena Nduba. Primo protecting his dribble. Uses the Kaycock screen. Picked him on a switch by Jones. Bounce pass to the cutting Johnson, who reverse lays it in. Nduba uses the screen by Jones. The corner, Scotty Lewis, 3-ball, yes. Lewis, a 40% three-point shooter, so some dangerous shooters to keep an eye out here as they start to find their rhythm for the Swarm. Mahoney on the wing. Kaycock will let another three fly. This one rattles home. Devontae Kaycock only takes one a game on average, but he knocks down 2 in a row here in the second quarter, and the Spurs are ahead 38-31. Jones hands it off to Crutcher. Nduba. The corner, McGriff working against the defense of Johnson. Turnaround jumper from the block is off the mark, and Wieskamp comes down with the board. Wieskamp down the right sideline working against Lewis. Had an ocean on the step back three, instead gets to the hot hand of Kaycock, who takes it inside, and a foul is drawn by Devontae Kaycock on the drive to the rim. He already has 16 points for the Austin Spurs. He can add 2 more here. Let's take another look at Devontae Kaycock getting the offensive rebound and getting the slam to finish off the and one. Couple threes made here in succession. And he has an opportunity to get a very efficient 18 points. Kaycock makes it 18, and Vernon Carey will have to wait until the next dead ball to come in, I believe. He didn't make it in time, as well as James Bouknight, who will head to the scorer's table so we can resume play here. Spurs bring some full court pressure with Dotson taking on Crutcher 94 feet. McGriff, dribble handoff here to Lewis. Guarded tightly by Wieskamp. Pushes off on Wieskamp, takes it to the rim, and gets the layup to go. Nothing illegal on that contact, just a nice job by the two-way player Scotty Lewis to go against the other two-way player Joe Wieskamp. Dotson uses the Kaycock screen to the left block, pulls back out, is picked up on a switch by Jones. The pass is deflected by Sneed, and then the loose ball will almost be chased down by Scotty Lewis, and that'll be a turnover on the Spurs, but it'll go down as a dead ball. Oh, excuse me. A mistake right there by our referee, Marcy Williams. She quickly corrects herself and says it's Spurs ball. 40-33, Spurs ahead by 7, looking to build on the lead as now Bouknight and Carey get back into the game. Primo goes away from the Kaycock screen, a floater from the free throw line left short. The rebound tapped out, grabbed by Bouknight, behind the back dribble across the timeline to take it to the wing. Cross-court pass to Jones, cutting to the basket. Then he gets underneath to Carey, who's fouled by Johnson. The shot goes and a foul, and Vernon Carey will go to the free throw line to try and complete the three-point play. Johnson almost got his money's worth as he knocked it out of Carey's hands, but the momentum still got it off the glass and in. Vernon Carey now with 6 points, but he's not going to get his 7th, but the offensive rebound here by Jones. Crutcher, guarded by Johnson. Picked up a switch here by Morris. Sneed lobs it down to Carey, working against Devontae Kaycock. Backing down, 1 second left on the shot clock. I don't think he got it off, and Our crew chief this evening, Tyler Rickey, will say that he did not. It's a turnover on the Swarm. Wieskamp will come right back in as Caleb Johnson will get a breather. 7:13 left in the second. About 13 seconds away from the mandatory timeout here in the second quarter. Wieskamp, Primo, Kaycock, Dotson, and Morris, the 5 on the floor for Austin. It's Sneed, Booknight, Carey, Crutcher, and Jones, the 5 for Greensboro. Primo will watch Wieskamp try to work free off the cross screens at the elbows. Primo uses the Kaycock screen, lobs it up to Devontae. He can't finish with the slam. Almost had another highlight reel dunk. Pushing the break the other way are Greensboro, and elevating for the slam. Finishing the break is Kai Jones. Give the assist to Jalen Crutcher. And Petzotter played Longhorn last year, played 2 years at the University of Texas. Was the Big 12 Sixth Man of the Year last year. Primo guarded by Booknight as he crosses the timeline. 2 NBA players on assignment. Wieskamp on the wing gets it right back to Primo. Bounce pass to Kaycock, who's blocked from behind by Booknight. Is recovered by Crutcher. He's going to push the break the other way. Crutcher all the way to the rim. Has to adjust his shot around Wieskamp and gets it to go. That's a pretty move by Jalen Crutcher. And the Swarm cut the Austin Spurs lead to 1. Kaycock isolated on the block. A nice bounce pass intended for Dotson is knocked out of bounds. Good hands there by Jalen Crutcher to knock it loose. There's another look at the block there on Kaycock. He was looking for the foul, and then the pretty finish by Crutcher. Primo will inbound on the baseline. His pass is deflected by Booknight, picked up by Booknight, and he won't get the shot to go as Dotson was there on the footsteps. Left wing Morris to the corner. Primo open for 3. Misses the rim, and it's rebounded by Kaycock. Morris will let Primo have another one from the same spot. This one off the inside of the rim, and it's rebounded by Sneed. Xavier Sneed had a notion on the pull-up 3, but he stepped over the three-point line, didn't want the low-value shot. Now Crutcher will take it out to the wing. The lob intended for Kai Jones is knocked away from Joe Wieskamp, and it'll be a side out with 9 seconds left here for the Greensboro Swarm. Good defense there by Wieskamp on the bigger Kai Jones. Xavier Sneed inbounds it to Crutcher. Coming off the pin down screen is Booknight. Primo does a good job staying with him. 3 seconds on the shot clock. It'll be jacked up by Crutcher and rebounded by Kaycock. Primo will try a right wing 3. Off back iron, and skying for the rebound is Kai Jones. Jones will wave off Booknight and take it to the front court himself. Picked up by Wieskamp and then finds Vernon Carey wide open for the tomahawk slam. Good assist there for Kai Jones, and the Swarm retake the lead, 41-40. Carey now with 8 points. Kaycock had his pass deflected to Wieskamp. It's picked up by Booknight, lobbed head to Sneed, and he'll be fouled. Sneed gets his free throw for 1 point or 2 points to go, and the Swarm are ahead 43-40. Sneed guard Jordan Burns across the timeline. An extended zone brought out here by the Swarm. Shooting a 3 in the corner is Morris. It goes off the backboard. Offensive rebound by Wieskamp. His shot is deflected by Vernon Carey, and a foul will be called here against Booknight as he was interfering with the rebound. That's the 4th team foul on the Swarm, so effectively the Spurs are in the bonus the final 4:52. And for Booknight, that's his 3rd personal foul. He's going to have to be subbed out here, but not getting there in time is Ikena Nduba, so Spurs might want to go right at Booknight here. Morris. Renfro drives baseline, has his shot blocked at the rim. Good defense by Vernon Carey. It's recovered by James Booknight. Booknight into the front court. Gets the screen from Kai Jones, pulls back out. Crutcher gives Booknight a fresh dribble. Booknight working against Burns. Nice defensive effort by Burns, and it'll have to be a tough shot by Booknight, which is left short. Morse uses the Renfro screen to the left elbow, and a foul is called here. I believe this might go against Booknight. No, they will call this one. I didn't quite see who they whistled it against. 35 is, they say 35, but there is not a 35 on the roster. There was nobody near that except for Kai Jones. That is, 35 is at the free throw line. That's Nate Renfro. They're saying the foul was on 35. Let's double check this. 23, so Kai Jones will be whistled for the personal foul. For Jones, that's his first personal foul, and again, that now makes it official. The Spurs are in the bonus. Renfro can't get the two-point free throw to go, and Snead grabs the board. I think Bouknight got away with potentially his fourth foul there. Kulboka hands it off to Nduba. Crutcher gets it right back from Vernon Carey, and he gets the layup to go. I'd say give the screen assist there to Vernon Carey. He's a wide man and created a lot of space there to help the Swarm get back to a 5-point advantage. Underneath, it's Caleb Johnson. His reverse layup goes. Carey leaves it here for Snead, guarded by Morse. Going around the Carey screen, the rolling Carey gets the shot to go off the glass and in. Johnson almost got it to the rim in transition, and a good job by Kulboka to catch up and stop ball. Renfro hands it off here to Morse. Morse takes into the paint. His layup is a finger roll, and it's good for 2 points. Jalen Morris now with 9. Nduba uses the screen by Carey to the block. His scoop is off the glass and in as he got the step on Jordan Burns. Under 3 minutes till halftime. Dotson gives it to Renfro, who will work the dribble to the corner. Inside, the ball is knocked out to Dotson. His left wing three is off the mark. The offensive rebound grabbed by Caleb Johnson. His follow is a soft touch off back iron and in. Spurs cut the Swarm lead to 3. Caleb Johnson now with 8 points for Austin. Kulboka, the Lithuanian, knocks down the 3 straight away. We were talking about how he's a 39% three-point shooter. He knocks down his second 3, and Kulboka puts the Swarm across the half-century mark. Burns lost his footing and then lost the handle. Crutcher trying to get past Renfro. Reverse layup is good. Nice job to use the rim for protection. And we're under 2 minutes until halftime. Swarm ahead 54-46. Their largest lead of the game. Morris on the wing. 5 seconds to shoot. Morris has to make a move quick. Renfro will set a screen. Morris steps into a mid-range jumper. It's off the mark, and Kulboka will grab the board and take it across the timeline. His 3 is on the way, rims out. Offensive rebound by Snead, under percentage up a little bit. Man of the second quarter, 0 for 6. Here's Vernon Carey at the free throw line. Carey leaves the free throw short, and it's rebounded by Renfro. Dotson gives it back to Primo. Primo finds Dotson at the end of the shot clock. The 3 ball rims out on him. Offensive rebound by Renfro. His follow no good, but a foul. He'll go to the line to shoot a free throw worth 2 points. Minute 3 left until halftime. Another look at it as Renfro draws the foul. It's a tough one for Vernon Carey to take. A lot of body contact, but could have gone either way. Renfro will take the free throw opportunity, though. McGriff checks in for Vernon Carey, who heads to the bench. Free throw off by Renfro, and he leaves 2 points at the line. 1 minute left here until the locker rooms for these teams. Swarm with their largest lead of the evening. Kulboka drives on. Renfro loses the handle. It's stolen away by Mahoney. Primo Goes away from the Renfro screen, finds Renfro roll into the basket, though. He uses the power dribble and finishes with the left hand. Nduba doesn't wait for the screen, but he has his pass intended for Lewis, deflected out of bounds. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 32.5 on the game clock here for the inbounds. You assume Greensboro will have a quick catch and shoot for the 2-for-1. As they had the opportunity with Lewis, the good defensive play to knock it out of bounds. Lewis gets it right back on the inbounds. Pretty much gone as that 2-for-1 opportunity. Lewis still elevates for the slam. He at least gets 2 points and gives Greensboro their largest lead of the evening. Dotson will let the shot clock wind down as there's about a difference of 1.5 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Dotson takes it to the free throw line, loses the handle. It's picked up by Lewis, ahead to Crutcher. Crutcher has to adjust the handle, but he gets a 3-game losing streak. They enter tonight's match 2-4. They have Primo, Dotson, Johnson, and Kaycock out there with Joe Wieskamp as their starting 5. Primo pulls the trigger on a deep one, but it rims out on him, and the Swarm will have their first offensive possession of the second half. It's a bullet pass intended for Kai Jones, and Jones bobbles it out of bounds in the corner. Turnover on the Swarm, Spurs basketball. Primo will use stagger screens from Johnson and Kaycock to the left wing, still guarded tightly by Bouknight. Wieskamp trying to get free, doesn't have the opportunity. Kaycock out front. Johnson spins at the nail, loses the handle, gets it back and gets the foul, but doesn't get the shot to go. It'll go against Kai Jones. Jones picks up his second personal foul. First team foul on the Swarm here in the third quarter. Jones, reaching in on the way up. We'll send Johnson to the free throw line for a 2-point free throw. Johnson gets the kind roll and opens the scoring of the second half. Bouknight lobs to Carey. Here's Bouknight, pump fakes Dotson off his feet, and then a floater from the right elbow is no good. Rebound grab by Kaycock. He keeps it strong as a little swipe attempt comes by on Bouknight. The left wing, it's Dotson trying a 3 and connecting from deep. Hot start here for the Spurs. 5 points on 2 possessions, and the lead is cut to 5. Here's Kai Jones working to the right elbow. His fade away from 15 is good. Kai Jones now with 9. Spurs looking to answer, back trailing by 7. Primo to the left elbow, to the corner. It's Dotson, and he stepped out of bounds as whistled by our referee, Marcy Williams. Marcy Williams, our referee, our crew chief, Tyler Ricks, and our umpire, Lauren Nimera. Sneed will inbound it here to Crutcher. Out there with Carey, Kai Jones, and Bouknight. Jones at the top. Gets it to Carey, working against Kaycock. A quick turnaround with the lefty is no good, and Wieskamp will grab the board. Primo down the right sideline. Bounce pass, a nice one to Kaycock. He couldn't handle it, but he saves it from going out of bounds. And then out of bounds on the catch was Dotson. Turnover on the Spurs. And I think we might have a beverage that was spilled at mid-court that'll need to be cleaned up before we resume play here. It's 10-14 in the third, Swarm by 7. Largest lead was the one at halftime for the Swarm, which was 10. Devontae Kaycock with a team-high 19 points. It's also a game high as he's playing well for the Austin Spurs. Crutcher, as we resume play, gets to Bouknight. Uses the screen by Carey. Picked up a switch by Kaycock to the corner. Crutcher lobs it back to the top. Here's Bouknight. Whipping a pass down low. Carey doesn't get the shot to go. It's partially deflected on the way up by Kaycock, and he grabs the defensive board. Primo Gets to Dotson. Dotson drives into the paint, kicks back out to Primo. He lets a three fly. Off the inside of the rim, and the rebound grabbed by Kai Jones. Carey had a notion on the mid-range jumper, instead hands it to Sneed, and then an offensive foul will be called on Carey as he kind of leaned his shoulder into Wieskamp, and Carey will pick up his second personal foul. It's a turnover on the Swarm. Another look at it here as Carey's a big man. Any little movement of that hip's probably going to be called by our officials. Primo wants to direct traffic from the right side. Kaycock up top. There's Dotson. Primo had to try and adjust to catch that. It's a turnover on the Spurs, and then Kaycock knocks a lob intended for Jones out of bounds. Good defense in transition, as that could have easily been a highlight reel play, but Kaycock knew exactly where Bouknight was going to send that one, following his eyes. And 20 seconds now on the shot clock for Greensboro. A tough corner inbounds here for Jalen Crutcher. I think we're still working to clean up everything on that wet spot courtside. I'm a big proponent of Jeff Van Gundy's thought that if you're sitting courtside, you need a sippy cup. This way we don't have any of those spills. Play resumes here. Vernon Carey gives it to Kobolka. Crutcher uses the Carey screen to the baseline, picked up on a switch by Kaycock, who knocked it loose, and it'll be a baseline inbounds for Crutcher and the Swarm with 12 seconds to shoot. Good defense by Kaycock with the active hands. Carey had a notion on the long two, realized he wasn't behind the line, and now hands it off to Sneed. Bounce pass to Carey, who slams it home. Vernon Carey has 10 now. Make him 12, actually, and the Swarm are ahead by 9, 62-53. Kaycock adjusts his shot, can't get the runner to go, but the follow is good by Caleb Johnson. And Johnson now in double figures with 10. Bouknight gets to Sneed. Corner three is short and rebounded by Carey. He elevates and he's blocked by Primo. Josh Primo also recovers and wants to push the break into the front court. He's fouled in transition by Sneed. Sneed was going for the ball, so no transition take foul, and that'll lead to a side out here. Let's take another look at this Primo block. Primo averages just under 2 blocks per game. He's very aggressive going for those block attempts, and he also averages over a steal a game for Austin through 5 games coming into tonight. Kaycock was looking for Dotson, but it was deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Crutcher. Spurs will have 16 seconds on the baseline. Inbounds, Primo will trigger. Oh, excuse me, they call it a side out instead, so Dotson will get it into Primo in the corner. Lobs it up to Johnson. Johnson catches and then brings it down, finds Wieskamp in the corner for 3. The wing, I should say, and he knocks it down. Joe Wieskamp with his second 3 of the evening, and he's up to 8. Crutcher gets a high ball screen from Carey. Bouknight had a notion on a deep 3, drives past Primo, kicks at the corner, Sneed, swing pass to the wing, Crutcher for 3. He rattles it home. Primo to the right wing, uses the Johnson screen. Wieskamp trying to work free from Crutcher. Kaycock tries to get it to Wieskamp, but a kick ball and a 14-second reset here on the shot clock. Spurs side out. Kaycock will need to scoot over a little bit more before he can inbound. Caleb Johnson spins and can't finish the reverse, and then the rebound on the floor, knocked out of bounds. It'll be a team rebound here for the Swarm. Johnson almost getting the highlight reel over Kubolka. Arnoldas Kubolka, the two-way player from Lithuania. Crutcher. Lobs to Bouknight. Bouknight travels with it before he drives, and that's a turnover on the Swarm. Spurs started off scoring the first 5 points of the half. They're looking to end this little bit of a run here by Greensboro. Primo finds Dotson on the wing for three. He knocks it home, and that'll run, and that forced a timeout by first-year head coach Jordan Serenkamp, the third coach ever for the Greensboro Swarm, as there's a ball kicked out of bounds there, goes off of foot of one of the Spurs, and 16 seconds on the shot clock as Scotty Lewis will inbound. Crutcher wants another screen from Lewis. He just lobbed to Lewis here and let Lewis create on the wing. Uses the screen, takes it to the left elbow. The step back is off the mark and rebounded by Devontae Kaycock. Primo. The no-look to Wieskamp goes between his hands and out of bounds. Turnover on the Spurs on the evening. That is their 11th. Greensboro, conversely, only with 7. Dotson defending Crutcher here. Uses the carry screen. Crutcher. Pocket pass to Carey, but he has it stolen away by Primo. Primo getting one of those steals. He averages a game. Primo wants a screen by Devontae Kaycock. Kaycock has 9 seconds to do something with it as he's looking to get a pass off. Uses his dribble to hand to Johnson. Caleb Johnson drives baseline, puts a shot up at the end of the shot clock. No good, but Devontae Kaycock follows there to save the shot clock violation. And the Spurs have cut the Swarm's 10-point lead at the half to 2 here with 5:53 left to play in the third. Jalen Crutcher gets it to Vernon Carey. Carey back to the basket. Working against Kaycock, muscles his way to the paint and gets the lefty touch. Vernon Carey Jr. now up to 14 points. And the Swarm ahead by 4. Primo, step back three-pointer. Three-mo for Primo as he puts in the 3 from deep. And the Spurs cut the Swarm lead to 2. Crutcher dribble handoff here to Kubolka, driving on Wieskamp. Adjusts his shot as Kaycock came over and commits the foul. Devontae Kaycock picks up his third personal foul. That's the first team foul. There's a look at the 3 from Josh Primo as he's trying to find his rhythm from behind the arc. Primo knocks down his first 3 in 8 attempts. Kubolka. 2-point free throw is good. And the Spurs looking to continue their rhythm offensively as Wieskamp used stagger screens to the right side. Kaycock hands it right back to Primo. He knocks down another 3. Josh Primo starting to find a rhythm. Started off 0 for 7 from deep, but knocks down his last 2. Primo with 7 now as Bouknight works to the baseline of the block and gets the shot to go off the glass. Spurs keep the tempo fast the other way. Primo loses the handle in the paint. It's stolen away by Bouknight. Bouknight sizing up against Morris. Tried to get it to Kai Jones, but it's knocked away from him by Caleb Johnson. Nate Renfro will check in for Devontae Kaycock, and Jordan Burns being held up at the moment. I believe he will be led in by Tyler Ricks, and Josh Primo will be tagged out. So Primo leaves with 7 points after knocking down a couple threes. 4:33 left to play in the third. Primo's probably getting one of his last rests. Bouknight will also exit here for Jalen Crutcher to come back onto the hardwood. Kai Jones stumbles but finds Kubolka. Down low, it's Lewis. His righty hook doesn't go, but he gets his own miss as he knocks it away from Renfro. Kai Jones in the paint has the touch. Jones in double figures now with 11. Jordan Burns will use the Renfro screen. Dotson open for three on the wing. Can't get it to go, and getting the rebound is Kai Jones. Jones into the front court, picked up by Renfro. Dribble handoff here to Kabolka. His three is left short, and the rebound grabbed by Jalen Morris in the corner. Renfro between the jump circles. Dotson around the Renfro screen. Burns on the right wing. Renfro bounces it back to Burns. His three hits the spot between the rim and the backboard, and it's rebounded by Jones. He'll leave it here for Crutcher to take into the front court. Uses the Jones screen, pick up the switch by Renfro to the corner, and Nduba tries to go up and under against Burns. Burns with the block, and then Nduba gets his own miss and dribbles it out here. 10 seconds to shoot. Lewis drives inside, has his shot deflected by Johnson, and then it's picked up here by Morris. He wants to push the break. Morris into the paint. The finger roll is blocked out of bounds. Kai Jones elevates to get the highlight block. Take another look at that one as it's a nifty move by Morris, but in on the play, Kai Jones shows off some of his athleticism and why he was a first-round pick this year. Dotson uses the screen by Renfro. Free throw jumper is off the mark, but the Renfro offensive rebound, has his shot blocked from behind by Kabolka. It's picked up by Jones, and now Crutcher will take it into the front court. 3 minutes left in the third. The floater from Crutcher is good, and Petar Boj. I have not seen it reflected on the scoreboard yet, so we'll assume it's a three-pointer as Primo found a little bit of rhythm before the end of his time on the hardwood in the third quarter. Morris uses the Renfro screen. Stops at the elbow and then kicks to the corner. The three ball on the way is off the mark by Graves, who checks in for his first action of the night. Javon Graves, 6'3", 200 out of Buffalo. Misses on his first attempt. 2:30 left in the third. Crutcher out to Jones. Kai Jones will let a three fly. Leaves this one short. Offensive rebound by Kuboka, though, and he'll dribble out here with 10 seconds on the shot clock. It's Crutcher working against Graves. Step back three-pointer straight away off the mark. And rebound off of the bounce by Renfro. Jordan Burns dribble handoff to Morris up top. It's Renfro. He hands it to Mahoney. Denzel Mahoney uses the Renfro screen, then finds Morris up top, takes it down the left lane line. He's fouled on the way to the rim. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots. I believe this will go against Arnaldus. Actually, Arnaldus was in on there, but it'll be Scotty Lewis picking up the personal foul. Lewis does get a little bit more contact there than Arnaldus Koboka. The two-way players for the Swarm converging on Morris, and Morris will go to the line here for a 2-point free throw. Morris 6 points on the evening. This is his first free throw attempt tonight. Hits the free throw, and it's only a 5-point lead for the Swarms. Petar Bojic on the sideline trying to encourage the Spurs to pick up the defensive intensity of the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Lewis between the jump circles. Kobolka. Back out to Lewis. He takes a low pass guarded by Morris. Uses the quick screen by Vernon Carey. And then a pass intended for Carey is knocked away by Morris. Picked up by Renfro. Burns leaves it for Morris here. Morris tried to go baseline, but good defense by Lewis will force it back out to Jordan Burns. Javon Graves is up to Renfro. The handoff here to Burns, who drives to the left elbow, and his pull-up off the mark. Offensive rebound grab by Renfro. He gets it out to Morris. Mahoney will let a three go. Off the mark and rebounded by Carey with authority. Bouknight goes away from the Carey screen, and then he loses his defender, Graves. Can't get the mid-jumper to go, and it's rebounded by Mahoney. Burns loses the handle, dives to get the loose ball, goes out of bounds. Last touch by Bouknight, and that'll allow Cameron McGriff to come back into the ball game. Good hustle by Burns to try and keep the possession alive, and probably gets the best situation. So we're getting the team foul situation correct here, as the Swarm should have 4 team fouls, and I believe Austin is at either 2 or 3. It'll be 3 as we resume play here, the final 49 seconds. So the Spurs have a foul to give. Our umpire, Lauren Niamera, is still trying to sort this out before we resume play. She's over here talking to our scorers table. 49 seconds left when we do resume play. Burns out there with Morris, Mahoney, Graves, and Renfro, a 5 that doesn't see the court together too often here as we come to the third, and some of the Spurs starters are getting their rest. Burns will inbound with 15 seconds to shoot. Lobs it into the backcourt for Graves, and that's an over and back. Petar Bozic is saying that it was tipped there by McGriff, but our referee, Marcy Williams, did not see that. And we'll reset the shot clock to 24, and it's a turnover on the Spurs. Scotty Lewis will inbound near midcourt. Out there with Carey, Nduba, McGriff, and Bouknight. Carey had a notion on the 3. Instead, we'll let Bouknight have it, and Bouknight travels as he tries to use the Carey screen. Spurs basketball there on the turnover, the 9th of the evening for the Swarm. As our umpire, Lauren Niamera, was the one who blew her whistle for that turnover. Spurs only trail by 5 here, 75-70. Renfro at the top. Mahoney on the wing. Here's Burns working to the left elbow. Tried to get it to Morris, but Morris was being held up, so he'll be fouled, and it'll be free throw attempts for him. Scotty Lewis is the one who's whistled for the personal, as you see him holding Morris up there, and Jalen Morris at the line for the 2-point free throw. Can make this a 1-possession game heading into the final possession of the third quarter. That one rims out on him, and the lead stays at 5 for Greensboro. They can build on it here with about a second difference between shot clock and game clock. Bouknight rocks a dribble at the jump circle. Vernon Carey will set the high screen. Bouknight loses the handle out to the wing, gets it back, drives inside. His runner around the rim and in. 3.1 seconds for the Spurs here. Burns, bounce pass ahead to Graves, and Scotty Lewis, the 5 for Greensboro. Seven-point lead in the basketball to start the fourth quarter for Greensboro. Nduba, pocket pass here to Carey, who's got into the basket, and Kaycock fouls him before he could get to the rim. He'll go to the line to shoot a 2-point free throw. Devontae Kaycock picks up his 4th personal foul. First team foul for the Austin Spurs. Vernon Carey has it rim out on him. The loose ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Devontae Kaycock. 14 seconds on the baseline inbounds here for Greensboro. Carey. Bouknight working against Primo. Straightaway 3 off the mark, and the rebound grabbed by Jalen Morris. Morris finds Wieskamp in the corner for 3. Knocks it down. Joe Wieskamp breaks into double figures with the 3-pointer. He now has 11, and the Spurs have cut the Swarm lead to 4. Nduba sets the screen, gets the screen from Carey, and then finds Carey rolling to the basket. The shot from Carey doesn't go, and the rebound grab by Devontae Kaycock. Damian Dotson loses the handle. Kaycock there to pick it up for him. Now Dotson drives baseline. Wieskamp knocks down the corner 3. Back-to-back 3-pointers, and Joe Wieskamp is heating up. He now has 14, and the Spurs have cut the Swarm lead to 1 thanks to Wieskamp's 2 threes to start the third. Hornstedt run to the left side by Nduba as he uses the carry screen. Vernon Carey, biggest man on the court, gets the shot to go from close as he can to the rim. Primo watches the stagger screen set here for Wieskamp, who gets held up by Scotty Lewis. Lewis draws the personal foul. That'll be his 3rd personal foul. First team foul on the Greensboro Swarm. Morris will trigger the inbounds here. 16 seconds to shoot for the Spurs. Primo watches Wieskamp cut to the paint. Kaycock on the wing, gets it back to Primo. Primo drives baseline, reverse layup, gets a nice touch off of the rim and finishes through Bouknight's contact. Bouknight working with 14 points, uses the screen by Carey, steps back to the baseline and then elevates for the layup, but then the ball gets lost on the bottom of the backboard and goes out of bounds. Team rebound for the Spurs, and they can take the lead here on this possession. Another look at the Primo reverse. Josh Primo now with 9 points for Austin. Gonna have a hot 4th quarter. Primo uses the Kaycock screen, takes it to the block, and finishes over Vernon Carey. Nice move by Josh Primo to put him in double figures, and he has 11 to match his jersey number. Spurs take the lead for the first time here in the second half, 80-79. Cameron McGriff leaves it for Sneed. Nduba around a screen by Carey. Has his shot contested well by Kaycock. Good defense by the Spurs. It's picked up by Dotson, pushed ahead to Morris. Left wing, Wieskamp. Pump fakes Carey off of his feet and then tries the 3 off the inside of the rim. Then a loose ball foul. I think Kaycock was the one who hit the deck, and the foul might go against McGriff here. Yeah, it's McGriff who gets whistled for the loose ball fouls. They're fighting underneath the basket, and McGriff pushes him down, and then Kaycock sort of takes him with him. I think McGriff was maybe trying to sell it a little bit to see if he could get the whistle for the foul. And it'll be a side out here. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Dotson will trigger the inbounds. Primo uses the Morris pin down screen, and it's lobbed to the free throw line for Kaycock. Gives it right back to Primo. Straight away, Kaycock spins in the paint. His right-hand runner is off the inside of the rim. Rebounded by Kai Jones. Nduba. Jones to Bouknight. Bouknight uses the screen by Kai Jones, tries a 3 and knocks it down. 17 points on the evening for James Bouknight, the 11th overall pick in the 2021 NBA draft. Here's the 12th overall pick in the draft, Josh Primo. His 18-footer rolls off the rim, and the rebound grabbed by Sneed, and then Primo, aggressive going after the rebound, commits the foul. 94 feet from the basket. For Primo, that'll be his 2nd personal foul. 2nd team foul on Austin. Kai Jones works the dribble to the left wing, gives it to Bouknight. Bouknight around the Jones screen. Guarded tightly by Primo. Left wing, Nduba for 3. Yes. And the Swarm back ahead by 5, 85-80. Nduba gets the jumper to go, and he has 7. Primo handoff to Dotson. At the top, it's Kaycock getting it right back to Dotson. Wieskamp gets a nice bounce pass from Kaycock, and he finishes at the rim. Joe Wieskamp now with 16. He's having a hot 4th quarter, and the Spurs have cut the Greensboro's lead to 3. Bouknight uses the Kai Jones screen. Tries the left wing long 2. It's off the mark, and Caleb Johnson will grab the rebound. Primo needs to get it across the timeline just in the nick of time. Gets the screen by Kaycock, sizing up and then taking it into the paint. Finds a nice roll by Kaycock, and he wants the shot to count. It will not be going in, but it will be free throw for 2 points here for Devontae Kaycock, as Nduba picks up his 1st personal foul. It's the 3rd team foul on the Swarm. Booknight comes in and blocks the shot and makes sure it doesn't go in, so Kaycock will have to earn the 2 at the free throw line. Kaycock with a game high 21 points. Leaves this one short, and it's rebounded by Sneed. Nduba lobs it for Kai Jones, who slams it down. He got his head even with the rim on that dunk. And Jordan Sierenkamp coached that play to perfection, calling it out and seeing something obviously there for Jones to finish with the alley-oop. Here's Primo using the Kaycock screen, a 3 straight away off the mark by Primo. Nduba picked up by Wieskamp into the paint. Out to Jones. Jones drives inside. His runner with his right hand too strong. Rebounded by Dotson. Dotson wants to push the break the other way. Leaves it for Wieskamp. Joe, sidestep, three-pointer. Yes! Joe Wieskamp having a great fourth quarter, I should say. He's up to 19. Wieskamp entered the quarter with 8, so he's already added 11 here in this final frame. The Spurs need it. They trail by 2. Jalen Crutcher, pocket pass, and elevating is Kai Jones. He was fouled on his way to the rim. He'll go to shoot a free throw for 2. Another look at the Wieskamp 3 as we head into our mandatory timeout. 6:40 left to play in the fourth. It's the Swarm 87, the Spurs 85. Don't go anywhere on ESPN+. (87-85) your score. 6:40 left in the ball game, and the Spurs have gotten a hot start from 3 as Josh Primo and Joe Wieskamp here in this second half have really found the distance. They've knocked down the last 5 3-pointers for the Austin Spurs. Wieskamp with 11 already in this fourth quarter, not even halfway through it. Kai Jones will be at the free throw line to shoot for a 2-point free throw and try and extend this Greensboro lead. It's off the mark, and the rebound grabbed by Sneed. Fresh 14 here for Greensboro. Booknight pump fakes Johnson off his feet, drives into the paint, adjusts his shot through the contact of Graves. It's left short and rebounded by Nate Renfro. Dotson with 10 seconds to shoot. Sees Wieskamp popping out. He'll pull the trigger on a 3. The shot's no good, but a foul as I believe it's Sneed knocking over Renfro. That was whistled here as I'm waiting for an official sign from our refs as to what happened. Must have been quick. Sneed picks up his second personal foul. Third team foul in Greensboro. Both teams with 3 team fouls. I beg your pardon, that's the 4th team foul on the Swarm. And Graves will inbound. Dotson uses the Renfro screen. Takes it to the left block. Shot off the glass is good as it gets a kind roll from the rim. And we're tied up at 87. Dotson with 10 points for Austin. Crutcher uses the Kai Jones screen to the right wing. Left wing, it's McGriff for 3. Yes. Cameron McGriff giving the Swarm their 3-point lead right back. Renfro dribbles to the right wing. Crosses over against Jones and gets called for the carry. Turnover on the Spurs. This evening the Spurs have turned it over 14 times now. 10 times for the Swarm. Primo and Morris were going to check in for Austin, but they did not get to the scorer's table in time. They're going to have to wait for the next dead ball. Crutcher crosses over against Dotson. Right wing Jones. Hands it off to Booknight. 9 seconds to shoot for Booknight. Works baseline. Touch pass from Lewis to McGriff, and McGriff's 3 is short, rebounded by Johnson. Caleb Johnson gets it ahead to Dotson. Renfro swings it left side, Graves. Dotson steps in for a mid-range jumper. It's left short, but the offensive rebound grabbed by Graves. Underneath, it's Renfro who elevates for the dunk. It's been close this entire fourth quarter. It's a 1-point game. Swarm looking to add on to their lead. They have both players on assignment out there, and Bouknight and Kai Jones trying to work the two-man game. Bouknight drives baseline, finishes through the contact and the foul. This will go against Nate Renfro. Renfro draws his third personal foul. That'll be the fourth team foul on Austin. Another look at it here is Bouknight. Finds his way to the rim, gets a good angle on Renfro, and will go to the line for one more. A free throw for 1 point this time as Morris and Primo check in. Wieskamp and Graves will head to the bench. Kaycock, Johnson, Morris, Primo, and Dotson, the five on the floor for Austin. Bouknight knocks down the free throw. He has the and one out there with Lewis, McGriff, Vernon Carey, and Jalen Crutcher. Kaycock sets the screen for Morris. Morris takes it to the free throw line into the paint, loses the handle, but a foul on the way up. Take your pick. Dotson, Primo, missing the free throw, Morris, Johnson, and Kaycock, the five out there for Austin. Crutcher, McGriff, Carey, Lewis, and Bouknight, the five for Greensboro. Bouknight tries a three. It's wide left, and the rebound will be grabbed by Damian Dotson. Joe Wieskamp will check in, next opportunity. Primo watches the four cross-play run and free up Dotson to the left sideline. Back to Primo around the Kaycock screen. He works into the paint and gets the shot to go from the right block. Josh Primo now with 13, and the Spurs have once again cut the Swarm lead to 2. Tuned into a good one, folks. I think it's going to be a down-to-the-wire finish. Crutcher will use the carry screen. Hesitates at the free throw line and then puts up a floater from 14 foot and puts it in. 4-point Swarm lead. Here's Primo using the Kaycock screen. All the way in the paint. His floater is around the rim, no good. Carey with the rebound. Good defensive rebound by the two-way big man. Breaks the play. Vernon Carey gives it right back to Lewis, and on a weave, it's handed off to Bouknight. He is trapped into the midcourt. He's able to get away from that. Lewis bounce pass down low to Carey, who slams it down, and Vernon Carey gets the big dunk to put the Swarm back ahead by 6. Primo on the right side. Cross-court pass to the corner. Morris trying to dribble out of there. 10 seconds to shoot for Austin. Wieskamp on the right wing, trying to get free, gets it back to Morris. Jalen Morris spins in the paint. His runner off the mark, and the rebound grabbed by McGriff. 2:33 left to play, and slowing down the pace a little bit here is Jalen Crutcher working against Dotson. Uses the screen by Carey, but a foul is called on the trap as trying to force a turnover was Devontae Kaycock, and instead he picks up his second personal, or Dotson picks up his second personal foul. Over the limit are the Spurs, so this will be a free throw for 2 points here for Jalen Crutcher. We're 27 seconds away from free throws being back to the normal rule of 1 point per free throw. For now, it's 2 at the line. Crutcher misses the 2, but Scotty Lewis gets the offensive rebound, and Bouknight will reset with 10 seconds to shoot, guarded by Primo. Around the screen by Carey. Kaycock gets away with the foul. On the right wing, Bouknight lobs it down low to Vernon Carey, who loses the handle, and then there's a loose ball foul. I believe this will go against the Swarm, and then the Swarm also in the penalty, so this will be free throws for the Spurs, or a free throw, I should say, for the Spurs. As Vernon Carey picks up his third personal foul, and Josh Primo will go to the free throw line. Again, a free throw worth 2 points. Primo with 13 points, trying to add on to that. Makes it 15. That helps out the Spurs. Bouknight uses the Vernon Carey Jr. screen. Hard hedged by Devontae Kaycock, forces Bouknight to retreat back. Lewis swings to the corner, McGriff for 3. That sails over the rim and is rebounded by Dotson. Under 2 minutes to play, so we're back to a free throw for a single point every trip. Morse elevates for the slam and finishes over Vernon Carey. Vernon Carey Jr. and Jalen Crutcher, the 5 on the floor for Greensboro. Kaycock drives into the paint. He lost the handle, but he was fouled by Vernon Carey. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Primo slips there, and just a smart job by Devontae Kaycock to take it to the rim. Vernon Carey now with 4 personal fouls. Both teams in the penalty. Kaycock with 2 opportunities to cut into the 4-point lead for the Swarm. He misses the first of 2. Devontae Kaycock now 2 of 4 from the line this evening. Makes it 3 of 5. Petar Bojic lets his team know they need 1 stop right here with 1:18 left in the 4th. Primo will guard Crutcher. Vernon Carey will set the screen on Primo. Crutcher finds Carey rolling to the basket. He stops at the free throw line to the corner. McGriff a 3. That's short, and it's rebounded by Devontae Kaycock. Primo into the front court. Under a minute to play. Wieskamp had a notion on the 3. He'll sidestep and pass out. Primo will try a 3. That one off the inside of the rim. Offensive rebound by Kaycock, and then it goes off free throws. For now, the clock is the friend of the Greensboro Swarm. Spurs have outscored the Swarm 26-22 in this 4th quarter. They'll need to outscore them by 7 in order to force overtime. Kaycock now guarding Crutcher. There's a mismatch between Carey and Primo. Instead, it'll be Kaycock blocking Watson as their 5. Vernon Carey will try a mid-range jumper at the shot clock. It's an air ball and a shot clock violation. 12th turnover by the Swarm. The shot clock will be turned off, and the Spurs need a 3-pointer. Xavier Sneed, a good defender, will come in here for the final possession as they point out Vernon Carey to head to the bench. Spurs still have a reset timeout to use should they want to, but they're going to let Primo initiate the offense from the backcourt. Primo uses stagger screens from Wieskamp and Kaycock to the right wing. Picked up on a switch by McGriff. Underneath, Kaycock elevates for the slam, had it knocked away from. Primo will contest the inbound. McGriff gets it. And the Spurs are trying to force a turnover in the backcourt. Nduba will be fouled as he crosses the timeline by Dotson. 7 seconds here and 2 free throws for Nduba. Ikenya Nduba, first trip to the free throw line this evening. On the season, he has not missed a free throw yet. He misses this one. Still has a chance to make it a 2-possession game with 7 seconds left. Nduba kind of rushes this one, leaves it short. Kaycock gets the board, and a reset timeout in there. Elevator screens out front will break into a different play as Primo needs to inbound it. Wieskamp will try a deep 3 straight away. Knocks it down. We're tied at 99. 4.1 seconds left. Greensboro elects not to use their reset timeout. Taking it to the front court, Scotty Lewis. They're not going to get a shot off. The tip is won by Kaycock. It's Carey, Sneed, Booknight, McGriff, and Crutcher, the 5 out there for Greensboro as we start overtime. Primo takes it to the rim, just his shot, and gets it to go off the glass. Josh Primo really turning it on in the 4th quarter and overtime to start as he has 17 now. Crutcher guarded by Primo. Hard hedge by Kaycock as Crutcher kicks it to the corner. McGriff steps out of bounds. Turnover on the Swarm. Competitive, fun game this evening. Primo looking to add on to the 101-99 lead. Primo uses the Kaycock screen. Passes out of the shot attempt, and it'll go out of bounds. Last touch by the Spurs. Petar Bojic wondering why that wasn't called out on Greensboro. It will be Greensboro basketball, minute 21 left in overtime. Xavier Sneed. Crutcher. Works it over to the right side. Bounce pass down low to Vernon Carey. Bigger man against Kaycock. Back to the basket, works into the paint. His left-hand runner is good. He has a soft touch. And he has 22 to match his jersey number. Vernon Carey Jr. having a good night on both sides of the court for Greensboro. Primo directs some traffic. He wants Wieskamp to be freed up by the Kaycock screen. Kaycock on the wing, hands it back to Wieskamp, and then a foul will be called on. Oh, no, they're not going to call the foul on Devontae Kaycock. They're going to call timeout. Petar Bojic calling for a timeout with 8 seconds to shoot. One of 2 timeouts given to both teams as we restart the overtime period. 51.9 seconds left. We'll keep it here. 101 left to play, or 101 your score. The Austin Spurs trying to draw something up quick with 8 seconds to shoot. Petar Bojic didn't really like how that play was developing for his team, and he might have gotten the timeout in time to avoid a Devontae Kaycock moving screen foul. Team's got to break out of their huddles here in a moment as DeBull feeding off the energy of the fans. It's a fun Thursday night here in Cedar Park. Damian Dotson will trigger the inbound from the sideline. 8 seconds to shoot for Austin. Primo gets the Kaycock screen. Pulls back out. He has to put it up. 1 second left. He's not going to get the shot off. That's a shot clock violation. Even though the shot went in, wave it off. Primo still gets the rhythm to go. 1 foot leaning three-pointer. But we're stayed tied at 101. Crutcher directs traffic. Looking for Vernon Carey, instead cross court to McGriff. 7 seconds to shoot. Carey will try a 3. Off the mark, Kaycock and Dotson, the defensive 5 for Austin. Morris to defend the inbound against Sneed. Here's Vernon Carey, dribble handoff here to Bouknight. He takes it to the right block. It's knocked out of bounds. 7 seconds to shoot. Crutcher lobs to Vernon Carey, who faces up on Kaycock. Kaycock knocks it away. Carey gets it back. 3 seconds to shoot. The turnaround jumper wide right, rebounded by Morris. Primo has 6 seconds. He's going to take it across the timeline. Spins away from the pressure from Crutcher to the block. Looks for the shot. Kicks it out. Morris for the win. Tip. Jalen Crutcher will hand to Bouknight to initiate the offense. Guarded by Dotson. Pin down screen will free up Crutcher on the left side. Primo stays with him though. Screen set on Primo by Jones, and a switch of Devontae Kaycock on to Crutcher. McGriff will lob it down to Kai Jones, but it was wide of him. Good defense by Primo to make that an awkward pass, and a turnover on Greensboro. For Greensboro, that is turnover number 13. Spurs with their first possession of the second overtime period. Stagger screens from Wieskamp, and Kaycock puts Primo on the right side, guarded by Bouknight. Primo sizing up and trying to get loose of Bouknight. Right elbow jumper, yes. Josh Primo with 19 and shows off some offensive playmaking skills. Crutcher takes his time getting across the timeline, shifts gears around a screen from Kai Jones and finger rolls it in to the rim. Tied at 103 now. Primo uses the Kaycock screen to the left wing, picking up the switch by Kai Jones. Dotson drives from the right wing and stops at the block. The shot no good. Offensive follow doesn't go for Kaycock. The loose ball batted out and grabbed by Crutcher. Jalen Crutcher slows it down. Under a minute to play in the second overtime. Jones sets a screen for him. Hard hedge by Kaycock. Kicks out to McGriff on the left side. A deep 3 by Crutcher off the inside of the rim. Almost got that one to go from 27 feet. 40 seconds left in the second overtime period. Here's Jalen Morris at the break for 3. Knocks it down. His last three-point attempts could have won it. That could be the game winner as it's the go-ahead 106-103 Swarm. Had an opportunity for a 2-for-1. Kai Jones will try and answer back. It's a long two instead. He had his right foot on the three-point line. And it's 106-105, and a timeout will be called here by Book Knight defending Primo in the backcourt. Primo is going to be blitzed by McGriff. He gets away from the pressure down low. Kaycock trying to get a right-hand hook up and in. We'll see who they decide to send the three-point ball to, though, as Crutcher will inbound. It's close to a 5 count, and then he was looking for Book Knight. It'll go into the backcourt. It's taken by Kai Jones. Jones sizing up against Devontae Kaycock. Can Greensboro extend this into a triple overtime by knocking down a 3? Sneed. Bounces to Crutcher in the corner. Good defense by Wieskamp to read the screens. Book Knight will try a 3. That one almost banked in. Offensive or defensive rebound grab by Morris, and then he's fouled by Kai Jones. Final possession of double overtime. Kai Jones will defend the inbound. Primo lobs it into the